Good morning, students. Today we are going to see the last part of your lesson, that is conservation of plants and animals. In that one, till now we have discussed about the flora and fauna of the particular place. Then we have discussed about the wildlife sanctuaries. We have discussed about the national parks. Uh, we have seen about the endangered species. Endangered species, this is an example of some of the animals which are about to extinct for us. The extinct species will be, this species is extinct without doubt, which that they will be totally going to be die. Like dinosaurs, you can see here, the wild buffaloes are there, dinosaurs are there. So these are the animals which are about, they have extinct animals are there. So now today we are going to see about how this ecosystem will be able to help for us. So definition for ecosystem will be for us, this is, it consists of all plants, animals and microorganisms living in an area along with non-living components like climate, water, soil, river, deltas, etc. So all this together we called it as an ecosystem, and this ecosystem is interdependent to each other. As we have seen in the class 7 about the food webs, we can see. So to make the balancing of this ecosystem, we require this food chain and food webs will be there, and this together we call it as an ecosystem. Now as we have discussed about the endemic species, and we have seen about the endangered species, extinct species are there. So how to keep and record of all those things. So to keep a record and keep counting, for this we are having a book called as Red Data Book, and this book will be providing a central information source in organizing studies and monitoring programs on rare and endangered species and their habitat. It is regularly consulted when developing and implementing special measures for the protection and rehabilitation of such species will be there. So this red data book we will be mentioning, in this red data book we will be what we can say categorizing it biological species, and we will be seeing about the threat for their survival, their habitat is there proper or not, all those things we will be checking it, and then we will be analyzing, research will be done on this one about their habitat, their extinctions, and then measures will be taken national by the what we can say, we will be going to give them secure them protection in national park, biospheres or wildlife sanctuaries we will be taking, and we will be trying to increase their number. So this is how in this red data book, the name itself red data book, this is an alert sign, red color is a danger sign. So we have used the book as called as red data book, wherein we will be coming to know about how these species are going to be if they are about to endanger species, then plants, it may be plant, animal, all those things we will be taking care for it. Then next is about the migration. Migration is a movement of animals from its own habitat to some other habitat for a particular time period every year due to climatic changes or for breeding. Birds which fly very long distance to reach another land are called as migratory birds. Means like we will be these animals, like we can see about the flamingos, they will be every year they will be coming to Bharatpur and for their breeding purposes. Means wherever there is very cold, extreme cold areas are there, from there they will be coming to warmer area. If it is very warm, they will be moving towards the cold areas. This will be done only for time being purposes, means only for the climatic change they will be coming in, or they will be coming for breeding purposes. Such a birds we call it as a migratory birds, and these migratory birds will be flying to a far away areas every year during a particular time because of climatic change, and there they will be laying the eggs as the weather in their natural habitats becomes very cold and it is inhospitable for them to breed their own young ones. And then they will be coming, such birds we call it as a migratory bird. This we have learned in class 7. Clear? So this is about how the migratory birds will be taking place. Then about we are coming to see about the recycling of paper. Now in a chapter called as conservation of plants and animals, why are we learning about the recycling of paper? When the name itself has given that we have to conserve plants and animals, then what is the relation between recycling of paper for us? As you know, in class 6 we have discussed about that how many tons of paper trees we have to cut to prepare 1 ton of paper. So for that reason we are seeing here about the recycling of paper. So like we require 17 fully grown trees to make 1 ton of paper. This already we have discussed. Means if we want to prepare a 1 ton of paper, we require 17 fully grown trees. So we have to cut 17 fully grown trees to prepare 1 ton of paper for us. So now you could understand why we are studying about the recycling of paper in this chapter. Means if we want to save trees, if we want to conserve forest, if we want to conserve plants, we have to save paper. Means if we are saving paper, then we are not able to going to cut the trees for us. By this we not only save trees, but also we will be saving the energy and water needed for manufacturing the paper. So what we can do, at least one sheet of a paper in a day we can able to save. If we are saving this, we can save many trees in a year. So we can save by reusing reused papers and recycling it. So this is how we can able to help in recycling, in conserving the plant and animals. Clear? So we require, this is how why we are learning about the recycling of paper. This you know already in say class 6 we have learned more things, how we can able to recycle this paper, what are the things we have to do in recycling the paper, as well as the harmful chemicals used in making paper will also be reduced for us. So this is a permanent solution for the problem of deforestation. If we are using e-paper, nowadays we are having e-paper, we know about the SMS we are sending, emails we are sending. Now you might have seen so many paper mails you have sent to us. So this is how we have saved lots of paper by having through the mail work. So that is e-paper it is. So we can use e-paper, messages we are sending it. So all those things we can able to do by recycling the paper. We can conserve the plants and animals. Then we are having the last is about reforestation. Means we have to replant the reforestation. The name itself is suggesting is us that we have to, whatever plants which we have reforestation, in this one will be restocking of the destroyed forest by planting new trees. By planting new trees we are going for reforestation. The planted trees should generally be of the same species whichever found in that forest. We have to see that in which forest which type of plants can able to survive in their natural habitat. Those only we have to take in. We should plant at least as many trees as we cut. Means as many trees we have cut, we have to plant. So this is how reforestation program we can take. So reforestation is restocking of destroyed forest by planting new trees. By planting new trees we can able to go for reforestation. We should plant at least as many trees as we cut. We have already caused a lot of damage to our forest. If we have to regain our green belt, reforestation is only the option for us. So we have to go for the reforestation. So this is how we can able to conserve our forest. We can conserve our plants and animals. There are still a number of species of plants and animals which are unknown to us. So we have to save these forests so that we can able to use these things for us in our day-to-day life. Clear? Thank you. Stay home. Stay safe.